Welcome to May's Lug Life. I'm May, and this is my first impression video of the Rockabilly Jewelry Folio. Right off the bat, I'm looking at the price. $82 Canadian. That's a ton of money for a thing that carries jewelry. And probably not much else. Especially if it's a folio, it makes me think it's thin. So this thing better be packed with crazy amazing features, but $82 is insane. I think it's far too much. Now I'm looking at the size. It looks like it's definitely a bigger folio. It's not a small little thing, so we'll see how it goes. But I guess right off the bat already, if the jewelry folio is that big, I don't know where I would take this. So this would be one of those things where if you really had to travel with a lot of jewelry, so if you were, I don't know, going on a business trip and you had to have, you know, a lot of different outfits, and you had to have like there's going to be like a, I don't know, like a gala at the end of the week, and you had to take the extra special jewelry, and you needed to carry something like, you know, something to keep everything organized and flat, this would be the way to go. But it's a lot of money to expend on, you know, a folio that I don't know how many times you'd really be able to use. I guess there are some of us who do need to travel a lot and need to travel with a lot of jewelry, so I guess it's a good thing. But this just seems like a lot of money, like almost $100 for a jewelry thing is just... Okay, so let's look at the colors. So right off here, we've got the Flourish Berry. I'm just going to click through quickly. And then we've got black, straight up black, which is actually quite lovely. Oh, and there's an elastic right there at the front. Yeah, that doesn't look so pretty. That kind of looks weird. I think it's really pretty. Like if you took away the elastic, I think it's beautiful. And then the elastic just sort of cheapens it. Like that just looks like not a beautiful looking. Anyway, that's just me, because that's a really good looking folio, and then to have that just sort of rubber band show up, not rubber band, elastic band sort of show up. Not that you could do anything else with it, I guess. Maybe you could put like a ribbon around it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out how this opens, because I just kind of figured, because does this not close somehow? Is this the only way you can close it? Okay, and then we've got the rainbow stitch, so black rainbow stitch. Very fun for those of you collecting that stitch color. Bouquet Navy. Okay, so there's a color we haven't seen in a while. This was introduced last year, I believe, and there were only a couple things that it came out in. I know Kohl's had an exclusive, I think, thing where they got a few bags that were in that color, but only exclusively to them. And I kind of thought we would see it again, but we never did. So it's kind of interesting that they would bring it back this season. So Bouquet Navy, and then we've got Dragonfly Ice Pop, which is one of my new faves. And then we've got the Gardenia Green. Okay, you know what? That elastic on this one doesn't look bad, because I think it's such a bright, nice pop of color. But for some reason on something beautiful and elegant like that black, doesn't work. But this actually looks kind of cute. I don't know why. It works on that one. What's this one? This is navy. Yeah, this one works. This one works because you can't really see it, and again, it's such a, you know, it's so colorful and whatever. There's so many prints and things going around, you don't really notice it. But I think because this one's so sleek and elegant, to have an elastic go through that, I'm like, oh, that was disappointing. But the rest of them look fine. Hearts Gold, yay for the people. They put this backwards. Where's the front? Is there no front? There's no front picture. Oh, hang on, it's over here. There we go. So for those of you who have been collecting this, I'm very happy for you that you're getting to see this come back again. Kelly Green. Okay, that looks fine in Kelly Green. The elastic going across that in Kelly Green, for some reason, looks fine. I think it's, again, I think it's just because it doesn't ruin the look of it. I don't know why. Love Stripe Multi. There is so much going on with this thing anyway. Having a stripe going across the front doesn't bother me at all. So that's a lot of fun. Metallic Silver. See, again, less fun. Not as bad as the black, but I just, anyway, so that's just that one for me. Poppy Red, yeah, same thing. I don't think that really, the elastic does much for that one. And this one, Very Berry Blue, actually it works fine on this one. I think if you got a lot of print going on, I think the elastic going across is fine, but anything that's sort of plain, it just ruins the beautiful line. I think the point is, it's kind of, to me, like when people wear these beautiful gowns with beautiful, you know, the fabric is stunning and delicate and whatever, and everything is just, they're perfectly put together, their earrings match, and their hair is perfect, their jewelry is, you know, their nails are done, and then I see a bra strap hanging out. I think this has the same effect for me. It's like, you were so close. You looked so put together, and I'm seeing your bra straps. And they're just hanging out in the back, and you didn't bother to pin them back or find a different bra that, you know, that just hides the fact that you need a lift and support. So I think that's what it does for me. I think it's like, you're so put together, it's so elegant, it's so beautiful, and then there's a bra strap. So I think that's the only reason why I'm having a little problem with this. But there's going to obviously be function with this, so I'm going to let it go until I actually see how this all sort of works together. But anyways, that's just me and just me being a jerk. So let's just read about it, and then we're going to actually look at the video and see what it says. So you'll love the rockabilly. By the way, rockabilly, that's an interesting way of going for the names. I guess it's kind of like a musical term. Anyway, so, okay, because they do like musical terms. So, okay, so you'll love the rockabilly. It's portable potential. The magnetic clasp closure. Okay, I can now see why you put an elastic on there. Keeps everything inside. Does it? Until you open it up and reveal its 3 parts. Appointed with a soft line zipper pocket. Earring tab holds up to 13 pairs. Cool. 2 felt ring bars, which is awesome. Awesome. One of the things I love about the Lug jewelry things, that little ring bar is a really great idea. A zipper pocket and more. Pardon me. Your jewelry never looked so good and so organized. All right, measurements. Let's just see. So 8 inches wide, and I'm going to assume they mean this. And so that's pretty big. It's not huge. I thought it would actually be bigger. I somehow thought it was going to be like 10 or 11 inches by looking at it. So it's big, but it's not huge. So 8 inches wide, 7 inches high, still not huge, and then half an inch deep. So not very thick either. Okay, and then the features, I think we just read that a little bit already. So magnetic closure in the front, main envelope fold out, which I'm assuming is right like there underneath the Lug logo. Fabric bungee closure. Oh, is that fabric? I guess it is. And then soft line inside, so soft line zipper pocket, earring tab up to holds up to 13 pairs, 2 felt ring bars, zipper pocket with accordion fold out. I don't know what that means. 1 clear view divider zipper with 2 divided compartments and soft line backing. 4 clasp necklace bracelet holders with hold down strap and 3 cargo slip pouches. Okay, I wonder what that means. I can't even envision that. All right, let's just look at the video, because I think that'll explain a lot. So here we go. And because of where the studio is, like the studio they're using and the model they're using, I know this is going to be a well-directed video. The ones that come out of this studio are always really good. Whoever directs these videos they really know what they're doing. Okay. You know what? There's a lot of features in here. Wow. Okay. All right. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies, aren't there, in this thing? Yeah, those little ring bars are cute. The one bad thing about the ring bar that I have to say is, I mean, I realize that having sewn the one side... Oh, hang on. Oh, this is the little necklace with the hold down strap with the cargo pocket thing. Oh. Yeah, okay, I actually really like that feature. Does anyone use hairpins anymore like that? Like, really? So there's the magnetic clasp and the elastic that swings over the outside. Oh, look at them all there together. See, I would love one of those things like as a folio for work, like for papers and stuff. I think it would be lovely to have something like that where you can actually like sort your papers out. Maybe Lug can do that one day. Just saying. Okay, so the elastic. So 2 things about the elastic. One, I kind of appreciate that it's kind of holding everything together, because obviously if you've got a magnetic clasp, they're never a guarantee to stay. So that I'm a little bit upset about. I'm not gonna lie. Because, you know, these are expensive things. Sometimes they're incredibly valuable. To just have a magnetic clasp and then just like another elastic to go over top scares the crap out of me. Because if something didn't quite stay, or the snaps didn't stay, or something falls out, you could be missing a very, very, very expensive piece of jewelry. So I would have liked, I think, better if this thing had a zip around. all the way around the whole thing, so that you could, so that at the very, very least, you know that even if something falls out, it's still inside the whole thing. So I would have liked it better, I think, if it had some kind of zipper, and not have this elastic clasp, the elastic sort of, you know, wraparound thing. Now, the one thing I will also say about the elastic wraparound things is, if anyone is aware of how elastic work, eventually they deteriorate. Eventually they lose their elasticity, and eventually they start to fray. They can rip and pull. So to have that being the only thing that keeps that thing extra snug worries the crap out of me. I have definitely had enough things in my life where, you know, it was this beautiful elastic, and after about 5 years, for some reason, like especially if you're not taking care of it, let's say it sits in heat for too long, or if it's not a very good quality elastic to begin with, or you're really using that elastic all the time where you're like really, really pulling on it constantly, it does eventually lose its elasticity, and sometimes it will actually just blow. In other words, like instead of having a nice elasticy thing, it'll just be this long sort of noodly ribbon of elastic, and it doesn't look good. It looks all sort of ripply and sort of snaggy, and yeah, and then it's useless. And then what do you do with it? Like, do you cut it off? You know, like how do you how do you close it? And then you're having to look for an alternative way to, you know, to keep it closed. So that's why, another reason why I don't really love the elastic on this. So I think the magnetic clasp on the front is fine, but I would have liked a zipper going like on this side and this side or something like that. I don't know. I feel still like there needs to be, I think, a different way that this closes, and a much more secure way of closing it, so that everything you 100% know stays intact. Okay, so let's just look at the features real quick. So I love this pocket up here, so you can stuff a bunch of things up here, which is always nice. The problem with sticking things up here, though, once this whole thing is closed, let's say you've got this whole area, all the stuff relatively packed, to have this part come down and have it stuffed with stuff, it doesn't allow for that clasp to really come down and make a really good magnetic sort of seal, or really so that the two magnets sit properly. It'll pop off more, because if there's stuff in here that's pushing on this flap and forcing this flap to kind of be a little further away from the other magnetic clasp, then it kind of pops off a little bit more easily. Even if you have the elastic on there, the elastic might slip off, so that's a little bit dangerous. I kind of would have loved that, like if they had done it this way, which is fine. I think that having that pocket is great, but it would have been nice if they had another little pocket right here, so that whatever it was, like you could put like a small little, you know, thing of necklaces or whatever the heck is in that little pocket, because it looks like they've got a seam there anyways. And then this flap could have been free to come down and not have to worry about anything inside it. The thing about the ring bars, as I was saying earlier, is that let's say you want this ring over here and there's like 5 or 6 other ones over here. You have to take all of them off in order to get this one. So not that I want them to have 2 snaps on, like one on each side. It's always good to have one so it's sewn right in and only the one side. But you do have to like organize your rings in a certain order so that you get them out in the order that you need them in. Otherwise you have to take them all off and then put them all back on again, just take the one that you want from the back. So it's a really good secure way to hold the rings, and any bangles. It works well for like bracelets and things as well. But it is a pain in the butt to get that back one here. This is a very cool thing for the earrings. I kind of like it. I like that there's a little snap here, and they all have little holes that you can get sort of get your posts into. I do love this little zipper, but me personally, I think I would have liked this to have like a clear view, just so I could see what was in there. But I guess maybe you want some privacy. I don't know. Maybe you're carrying, like, you know, the most expensive things in here. Okay, I love this clear view. I love this little sort of book flap that's there. I also, by the way, love that this is all soft lined in here. I also like how light this is. Like, you can really see your jewelry on this. It's a really good color on the back of this. Okay, so here, this. I want this. I want an entire thing of just these, because I gotta tell you, necklaces are the hardest things to store and the hardest things to find and keep straight and keep unkinked. Like rings can go in a ring box. There's lots and lots of ring boxes out there that you can just sort of push them into the little slots. Earrings I definitely know are hard to keep, but you know, there are things that you can kind of, you know, like I said, you can kind of pin those into anything. You can put them through mesh, you can put them through fabric if it's not too thick. So there are ways to carry earrings, but there are very few things that you can use to carry necklaces without them, having them get all tangled, and so that you can see each one clearly. And I do love the little tabs, so you can lace them around this little tab, snap it in, and the best thing about this is you can keep all that in a little, like in a little cargo slip pocket there, which is amazing, because I have had things that have these little snaps, and then once you close it, all of these guys start getting tangled up because these guys are all, you know, sort of sloshing around together. And the fact that there's a little, like a slip pocket for each one, perfect. Absolutely perfect. It says 3 though, so there must be like one small one, one bigger one, and one small one or something like that. But I do kind of like, I do like that there's a bigger one, because if you got like a really big, like a charm or whatever it is, you can still fit it in this little slot. But I kind of like that there's a way that I can keep, like, first of all, even having the elastic there, keeping it flat so that it doesn't move around as much, and then having a place where the rest of the necklace dumps into, where it doesn't get tangled up with all the other necklaces. So my request from Lug is to have a folio like this, where it's nothing but necklaces. So if you can have something exactly like this, it just goes straight across, and there's just a whole bunch of these just go right across, so there's like 15 of them, that would be a great way to store your necklaces. And if this were clear view, like if they could make these little slip pouches clear view all the way across, so when you open it you could see all of your beautiful necklaces with all the charms, it would be smashing. And then you wouldn't have to worry about like the, you know, a different kind of snap closure, or sorry, a different kind of zipper closure, because the snap would be fine because these guys are already anchored in, and they also go into this little thing, so God forbid something happens, they'll just dump into this little thing here, and they've got this little extra thing to keep it in. They've got the elastic to keep them sort of a little bit more snug. So I would love to see a folio just for necklaces. Just so that we can have them in our home. I don't have to carry them around anywhere, but just so I can see all of my necklaces, because sometimes like they're longer, they're shorter, there's like the thicker one, the thinner one, the one that does have a clasp, one that doesn't have a clasp. I want to be able to see all that. So to have that feature would be mwah, brilliant. And I also totally love this little book feature, how this one like opens like a book. So again, I would love if they had something like this straight across with this on each side, so that I could actually have like a little book, and I can, you know, like flip it and go, oh, look at my other jewelry. So that would be, for me, the way that I would want my folio in the future. Like one of just necklaces with a couple of little flaps like that, just so I can see. Anyway, so there we go. I think it's a good product. It's really well designed. There's a couple of things I think they can maybe make improvements on, so that you can use this forever, so that you can have, so that, you know, the longevity of this product would be longer. I do know that that elastic will eventually go. So eventually that elastic is going to be rendered completely ugly and useless. So you are going to just have to snip that off at some point. It might not be obviously in a year or two, but even in like 4 or 5 years, or it could be shorter depending on how you use it and the conditions that it lives in, it just bothers me a little bit. So, but the features are great. It's well laid out. For anybody who loves their jewelry, likes to look at their jewelry, I think this is a great way to go, oh, look at how pretty my stuff is. Because I do know that that is something. I'm not a jewelry person. I don't have a lot of it. But I'm aware that people who have jewelry, they like to look at it. So just looking at their jewelry makes them happy. And so if it's displayed in a really beautiful way that you can see all of your stuff all the time, that's in and of itself, I think I've been told, is like invaluable. So I love that you can actually really get a good view of everything. So this is definitely a great way to carry your jewelry, especially, like I say, if you're traveling somewhere and you have to carry a fair bit of it, and you've got different kinds of jewelry. You got the casual workday stuff, and then you've got like the fun nighttime stuff, and then you need, like, you know, the elegant gala stuff as well. So if you're going on a cruise or something like that, like I said, you're doing like some major business, you know, trip and a bunch of meetings, and then there's a big, you know, party at the end, this is a great thing to carry with you. It's just a bit expensive for me. So I don't think I'll be buying this one, but I think it's really well done for anybody who does have a lot of jewelry, who does do a lot of traveling. So let me know if you're getting this, and if you are, what you're getting it for, who are you getting it for, are you traveling with this, or is this just like the way you're going to carry your, or rather store your jewelry? I'd love to, hear what you think of it, and tell me what you're like. Are you gonna get more than one because you've got a lot of it you want to carry? That's all. Is this going to be how you organize your jewelry? Like you could have different colors for all the different seasons and all the different, I don't know, if you have a lot of pink jewelry, you can put it all in here. You got a lot of summer, yellowy stuff, you can put it all in there. It's a good way to sort your stuff out, I guess. And then you can just have all these little folders in your cupboard or in your drawer. And when okay, well, it's summer, you pull out the summer colors, and it's winter, you pull out the winter colors. I think that might be a fun way to do it, but I'd love to hear how you're going to use them. So that's it for now. That is my first impression video of the Rockabilly Jewelry Folio. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.